These runes were goodies for a friend who distributed them at the Frankfurt Book Fair. Hi, I'm Seppo and today I show you how I made those runes from scratch. I thought it might be a cool idea to create the runes in Blender, a program where you can create 3D models. You can use that model to put it into your 3D printer and print them, obviously. Only problem is, it has been a while since I taught myself that program, and of course, who didn't start with the donut tutorial? Anyway, as you can see, I forgot to record how I created the basic form, but it was a sphere I started with and adjusted some things here, some things there, till I was somewhat happy with the smoothed version. It should look like a stone, and I think this worked out better than I thought. But the big problem was I wanted to engrave the runes into the stones. And since I already created my own dice set in Blender, I know how to engrave things. At least I thought. Whatever I tried, it looked like this weird, chunky thing, so I googled and watched other YouTube tutorials and everything, was crying, thinking that I will never be able to do this, till finally it worked. And just be happy I did not record my voice at that time. I literally was screaming, first out of frustration, second out of happiness. So then it was just an easy repeating process to create all those 6 runes, making a printable 3D file, and since I hadn't had my 3D printer yet to that time, I sent the files to a friend who printed them for me. Look how cool they turned out. Luckily, the friend and I decided we would do matte stone, so I hadn't had to sand them down. And while you watch how I prepare the casting mold, I can tell you where those runes are from. You might have watched my other video where I created the Book Nook library and I mentioned a book. Those runes are from that book. It is called Der Sechste Kreis, only available in German, I'm sorry. But as you can imagine, it is a fantasy book where you accompany Quinn in his, let's call it, newfound adventure. For all German viewers here, I highly recommend reading it or listen to the audiobook. The author, Robert Dice, asked a lot of people on X, formerly known as Twitter, to read his book and record it. And he started the same community project this year with his second part of the Sechste Kreis as well. To be fair, I did not use the molds you see here. I thought it might be a great idea to make them with a lid, but it did not work out very well. And I forgot how I made the actual mold, so I try to explain. I glued the runes with hot glue on the bottom of the plastic casting mold, and then I had the stones, which only required some finishing touches like cutting and sanding. But first, we have to pour the runes over 100 times. Yeah, there you can see the silicone molds I made. They worked very well. The stones are supposed to be black, white, grayish, and I tried to achieve that with some dirty pour techniques. You can see them here. After all that pouring, hour after hour later in the pressure pot, it was time to demold the stones. And where the editing of this video will be a bit wild because I did all steps at the same time and I tried to make it a bit coherent for you. And since someone told me they get anxiety watching me cut stuff in sped up, here you have it in normal speed. And a bit faster. Calm down, I only cut my finger once and it already healed. Another process which took very long was coloring the runes. They are all painted by me, color was mixed by me and whatnot. It took forever. And since you watched me in normal speed how long it took, you can have the sped up version as well. And after that, it's time for the touch-up. Since it is supposed to be a keychain, it needs a key ring, the thing you use to make onto your keys. You will see. Anyway, that needs a hole, and I tried to drill them in with a gimlet, but my hand hurt after a few. And luckily, I got that tool, which I forgot even the German name for, but it made my day so much better and easier. It drilled the holes as it is butter, and so this job was done very fast, especially because I only had 1 week left till those runes had to be done. Yeah, those key rings I was talking about. What is the name for that? I don't know. I don't even know in German. Oh well. Alright, I sanded it back a bit so it had no sharp edges anymore, and we're very happy that I made 109 runes perfectly on time and sent them to my friend I mentioned earlier. Here you go with the final result. If you got one at the Frankfurt Book Fair, tell me in the comments which rune you got and what kind of magic is inside you. I also will link the author's TikTok down below. There you can watch how those runes got spread. I hope you had fun watching. I would be happy if you leave a like or consider subscribing. We will see us to another project where I work with stuff I never worked with, hopefully very soon. Bye!